So thanks for rocking up today. So I think everyone's had a bit of experience with or a bit of exposure, I should say, to Multiply Me. And what we've been doing over the last couple of years is, I think a lot of you know my story, coming from building, but creating videos to really systemize the training and the delivery of knowledge in your business. And I think we could probably put our hands up for this if you're experiencing it, that it does feel like there's a new level of training and explaining going on in businesses, maybe due to staff turnover. I know job mobility stats are as high as they've ever been, and possibly even attention spans. Is everyone experiencing, or have you felt that you're having to train more in the last few years than you normally have? Yep, Tom. Rebecca, you were saying that it feels like there's quite a lot of people you're needing to support at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is pretty widespread. And look, everyone that I speak to is in that boat. So Multiply Me is definitely a system that you can use to document your processes, tips and tricks, or anything you do in your business, from reception work right through to, installing a satellite dish or whatever it is that you do. Now, for years, we've been creating documents to help people understand what we need to do. But we've learned through the success of YouTube that people love watching something and applying it. And we've also know now through human science is that if we learn something and apply it straight away, there's a lot less of information loss. And that is most useful when you've got a video next to you. And we see it every day. Is everyone in the room using YouTube at the moment to learn something? Is everyone familiar with that? Yep. No, not you, Ben. Just unmute yourself for a second there, Ben.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's all right. You haven't used YouTube for to learn anything at this stage?
Nah, my 15-year-old son does every day.
Yeah. Okay. Ben's a builder out in Central West New South Wales, and that's interesting. Look, it's definitely is it something that you would be open to learning, starting to go through videos to learn things, or is the videos you're creating more so to transfer your knowledge through to your team?
Yeah, no, happy to learn any way we can, mate. I'm just probably the stage where I haven't kept up with the whole YouTube thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm going to share a document with you guys, and we'll just run through it. Let me bring that up on the screen for you. All right, so video training at the speed of business. This is something I've been putting a lot of work. You guys can see all that properly? Seeing that a lot of businesses are, shaping the front of their business, their products and everything they do really well, but there's a lack in training. And I'm seeing it across the board that the people that are then sent out to the front line either don't have the knowledge, they haven't remembered what to say, or they just don't feel confident in the job. And that's what I mean by our businesses are running faster than we can through the training. So today's masterclass is about, I'm just going to be sharing with you some other projects that we've been doing, how simple it is to create these videos. Can I ask a question? Just put your hand up if it's what you've experienced. Have you ever thought about doing video training to train these processes? Has anyone thought about that yet?
Yeah.
Yep. And then what stops you from doing that? Has it been fear of getting on camera? Or has it been just time to do it?
I think it's time.
Yeah, lack of time.
Okay, that's good. So everyone's keen to do it. It's just lack of time. What about the knowledge to get it right, actually, to work out how to put the videos together?
Yeah, probably that as well.
Yeah, awesome. So what I did a couple of years ago was I felt the same. I wanted to make videos for a business that I had, but I just didn't have the time. I looked at YouTube. I looked at putting videos on Google Drive and that sort of thing and sharing them with my team, but it was really clunky and I wasn't really able to put the process together so it worked. So we've been in operation for a couple of years now. We have a really nice piece of software that facilitates everything from identifying what type of training you can do in your business, developing the video where there's script builders and shooting your video trainings and things like that, right through to then having a learning management system where you can store all your videos and then create groups and members and share them out to your people. And we've taken off quite fast in the last 6 months. We launched just before December, and now we're right across most industries and almost, I think, in every state of Australia now. The reason that it's working so well is that it saves time, it saves money, and it supports your team even when you're not there. And that's why it works so well for trades, businesses, and services, because we're not with our guys a lot. I spoke to someone just last week, and they said that they had pretty well everything under control. Their training was going well. And then she said it can take about a year to get someone up to scratch. So even for someone who said they had their training and everything sorted, I posed the question, well, if you could get that person upskill within 3 months without using your time, would that be of value to you? And she hadn't quite thought about it, because the way she'd always trained was face-to-face, and she just accepted the fact that it took about a year to get someone to what she called up to scratch. So when we talked about getting all of her processes into videos and getting someone to train via video and speeding up that process, that was quite exciting. Now, something here, I'll just give you a quick look here. Now, Ben, you might recognize this shot. This is out in Mudgee. This is actually another fella. So these 4 pictures actually depict my journey pretty well to let you know why I'm advocating for video, and not so much just that it saves time, but it actually protects your business. So I started as a carpenter back in Mudgee, I can't remember, 2000, no, can't remember. But I had a fall off these 2 ladders here one day. I was putting on some fascia gutter at about 3.5 meters high, 2 A-frame ladders with a plank through the middle on the top rung. And the ladder slipped out. Tom, you've probably done that at some point in your life. You probably too have, Ben. And the ladder slipped out and I fell to the ground. Nothing happened, but it spurred me on to go and do something about building a new scaffold system for the construction industry. So I went on to create a company called EdgeDeck. Now, during that time I had EdgeDeck, I had a few hundred people that I was responsible for every day. And unfortunately, we had 2 serious accidents, and they weren't through scaffold issues. They were just somebody was standing on our scaffold one day and they slid a piece of fascia and gutter right out into the street, and they jabbed a high voltage power line, and that electrocuted them on the scaffold. But that wasn't my fault, but I was still part of the conversation. So 10 years in the Melbourne Magistrate Court that took to unfold. And also another accident in that scaffold business was a guy fell down a stair void. So he wasn't on the scaffold again, he was just on the building site, and he stepped backwards down a stair void and broke his back. Those 2 experiences is what spurred me on to go on and build Multiply Me, because I feel like the way that we're creating training in the construction industry is creating documents, and not a lot of people are getting the actual message. And that's, if we're going to create training in a business, it'd be nice that it was actually really influential, fast to learn, and it actually stayed, the information stayed with the people that were training. And supervision, we know that the more supervision we can put on our guys in the field, the better our product's going to be, the better our reputation. But to put on more supervision is, a supervisor could be $100,000 a year. So that's not feasible in most of our businesses. It definitely wasn't in my scaffold business. So having a system like Multiply Me, where you can deliver specific videos that's going to help someone on what they're about to do, that is the closest thing that you can have to a virtual supervisor. And that's what's working really well at the moment, is being able to deliver that information. Something else I learnt along my journey was the quality of your training will determine your success. And I do believe now that every company is actually a training company, whether you're an electrician, you hire a hubby, or you're a builder. The training is actually what's going to determine how far you go with your reputation, your quality, even your turnover of staff, whether you can train them and they're confident and they enjoy the job.
Yeah,
awesome. So this one here, has anyone ever had to repeat themselves in their business? Has anyone felt like the hamster going around the wheel? You don't have to put your hand up, because I'm pretty sure it's pretty sure it's true across the board. Now, what are the things that, we're going around the hamster wheel? There's probably a few, sorry, I'll just come back to you. There's probably a few reasons. one, staff retention, staff turnover. We know we're always going to be back in that basket training a new person, and that can be a bit of a soul destroying moment where we know we need to go back there and do that again. But there's also a legal responsibility where we need to be consulting our workers on a regular basis, so that if somebody, even for HR claims and all sorts of things through our business, if someone claims they haven't been trained properly and there's been an accident, you're right in the firing line. And also, through just having a claim made against your business and saying you haven't been supported. So Multiply Me can really put a lot of barriers in place for you for that type of thing as well. Now, one of the things I did in my scaffold company was group training. I did a lot of group training where I'd get in all of my guys off the tools for the day, take trucks off the road, hire in a trainer. This guy here is a crane specialist. So he came in, taught all my guys. That's super costly. This here was around $1,800 an hour to have all of these guys decommissioned off work and having them trained. But it's also proactive because I could have been preventing an accident or something else that could have happened in the business. So it needs to happen. But this will blow your socks off, guys. What happens after a training session? Let's have a look here that one day after a training session, this is stats from a Harvard research. One day after a training session, your trainees will only have 34% of the information left in their head. So if you gave someone instructions the night before, they went home and went to bed and then went to do that particular job and they weren't very familiar with it, there's a high 76% chance that they're not going to remember what you said. Is that alarming? And could be one of the reasons that we feel like we're repeating our instructions a lot. Now, if somebody's doing the task all the time, obviously it becomes more memorized. But when I found out these stats, I was like, this is crazy. This is what I've felt during my business. So I call it the sandcastle effect. And when you have a training day, you guys would have noticed this, is that, or somebody, let's say there's a standard in your business of, say, people just turning up late and everyone's starting to get a little bit ragged around the edges and they're getting later and later. So you have a staff meeting, you talk to everyone, you build them back up into a perfect sandcastle. When you stop talking about it over time, people seem to diminish back to where they sort of know where they can get away with. Has anyone experienced that? That diminishing level of standards. And it's not anyone's fault. It's just basically how things work. And then you have another training day. Here is where the business owner is generally getting pretty pissed off. And they're like, I've spoke to people about this a while ago. And then you build them back up and it happens again. So that style of training is what I see happening across the board. I just say, I see a lot of businesses. I've been business coaching for about 10 years as well. And I see this particular process happening over and over. Now, what Multiply Me can do is change this trend into when you deliver information at a training day, if it was recorded and then made available to your team, you could have a constant level of standards and understanding, and Multiply Me will take care of this gap for you. As long as we get the right videos, put in a right strategy for you, and then deploy the right type of information to your guys when they need it. So this would mean that your business would run more consistently, and your guys, if they were falling off their perch a little bit, there would be information that they could go to. Now, the one thing that I will say is I don't advocate for doing everything by video training because you'll just lose touch with your people. But definitely about 75% of what I see face-to-face training like this, you can have 25% of that face-to-face training and then back it up with video training, which saves a heap of time. So this here, RRTE, repetitive reminding, training and explaining. This is the stuff that Multiply Me removes out of your business. And it's what causes stress. It costs you time, costs a heap of money, generally makes you unhappy. The team is unhappy, and it can affect your family at the end of the day as well. So as I just said before, by identifying the right types of videos and getting them onto your system and sharing them with your team at the right time, we will take care of this cost for you. The start of our platform, I think some of you guys are already on the platform. Tom he's just started with us, which is fantastic. Thank you. From $33 a month, you can jump on our software and start creating videos to take out what could be hundreds of thousands of dollars losses every year, which is pretty amazing. And the way we do it is identify what's happening in your business, where the repetitive reminding, training, and explaining is, create the videos, and then put them on the platform and share them out to your people. And this helps your guys get the information right as they need it. Now, this is going to look pretty cluttered for you guys, but I just want to let you know that we're an online platform. So your guys access it by a mobile phone. They can see their training any time of the week. It's probably all we need to get off there. Types of videos is good to reference as well. So anything from recruiting and onboarding videos, pre-start videos, toolbox talk, safety reminders, company culture. I use mine for even motivation videos, where I've taken motivational videos from YouTube and I've put them into my own account to give talks to my own team. We'll keep on coming down through there. So one of the projects we've been working on recently is with Newman Steel. Our platform is set up to help people create videos straight from a mobile phone. And that cuts out a lot of the cost from professional videography. And I think video training has not been achievable for a lot of companies because it is so expensive to get a videographer on site for the day. And I know that's been one of the issues. So when we worked with Newman Steel, we did use professional videographers because they just basically handed the project over to us. And one of the types of projects we do is a custom project where we can go in and do the entire scripting, identify videos with you, and then even go in and direct the videos and shoot them all professionally for you, which is what they selected. We go down here to All Lift Forklift. These guys are a national rental company where they hire out anything that really lifts anything for the construction industry. Now, these guys did something really cool, which was had a training day. I think there's a picture here. So they got in a trainer who knew how to drive these Ferrari machines that are used for stacking containers in the docks. And they did the training day. There was no scripting. And we just put a video camera there, 2 video cameras, and we just filmed the whole day. And then we actually created the training video from that day. So there was no scripting on that one. But what we did there was put the videos onto a QR code and put them up here in the cab. And they were a pre-start style video, which anyone who ever gets into this machine was then instructed that they must scan the QR code, get the pre-start instructions, and then they would go around the machine and make sure all those things were checked before they got started. So that was one way that videos can be used. This is Joe Hackenberg here. He installs roller doors. And he had, pretty well a repetitive process, but his guys had to get up on ladders and install industrial roller doors. And we just filmed those processes straight from a mobile phone, and he shares them out to his guys. I won't go through all these. There's probably a couple too many, but the one I want to show you here, guys, is Lackery from Purify Air. She just joined up a little while ago, and I'm going to play this video for you of just a 3-minute case study on going out with her, and some of the realizations that she had about video training are quite powerful. So I'll just share this. So I'll play this for you. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it. Zachary, what has been happening in your business that you want to try and make videos?
We're looking at expanding the video to be able to
expanding the business, yeah.
Expanding the business
yeah,
using videos so that we can be able to train our employees so we don't have to continually repeat ourselves.
Yeah.
Also to be able to make sure that they know how to conquer all their challenges on the job.
Okay. Tell us how it's been to open the account, start to identify your training opportunities, and now we're here on the first day. What have you experienced in that?
The whole process has been really seamless. It's just kind of integrated really well. Obviously, I feel like it's so easy to work with you and Andrew, and I just find that, everything's just been quite simple. Like, I feel like you can really see that even taking training videos, like everything's just simply thought out, which at the end of the day, Andrew just said it before, you don't want to overcomplicate it. So yeah.
That's exactly it. So we're going to go and take a video. We've allowed 2 hours to do the whole thing, and we're not using any equipment, basically just a phone and one handheld gimbal, no mics, no nothing, to prove to you just how easy this is to do, and you don't need to go and overcomplicate things. Let's go get it done.
Good morning guys, Lacquer from Purify Air. Today I'm going to take you through how to clean a duct system. We're going to just being careful when you drop the cover because it can hit you. So in most circumstances they just slide off the top. Just washing it all off.
Halfway through filming Lacri's cleaning videos, and what did you just tell me?
I said it feels a lot easier than I expected it to. Our 4-in-1 hospital grade disinfectant, and we're going to go up the ladder. See here, there's a bit of dust building up. You would want to just also go around. So just a quick tip, when you are at somebody's house, you do want to be respectful of their property. So when we are putting
So Lacri, at the start, you said you were feeling a little bit nervous. I know she got a little bit, oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
The last hour and a half, what's happened? How are you feeling now?
Oh, I feel like I could definitely do them myself now. A lot more comfortable. It is more about me just knowing it. I think I overthought the script part, or what I've got to say, but the more I just kind of did it what I know and what we know we're doing every single day, the easier it is. And we want to make sure that the air goes straight. Because we've turned the aircon on, it'll suck up the fogging, and we'll just want to direct it at the fog for about 2 to 3 seconds.
How long does this process normally take you?
For the system, and if it has 6 vents, probably about 45 minutes.
Okay, so a process that normally takes Lacri 45 minutes, we've been able to just slow down a little bit today and film it in an hour and a half. And now this is going to give you back time every week.
100%.
Definitely worth it. Yep, hope that landed well. Did anyone have any comments or find anything valuable out of that?
It looked easy.
That's generally what people say, is
That's
that it is much easier than people think to grab your phone and make some videos. Yes, there's definitely some tips and things to learn at the start, but it is, it's something that's quite easy to do these days. What I might do, guys, if you've got any questions on what you've seen today, any questions about your own business, something you've been thinking about?
So with the actual program, it's,
Yep.
what was it, $33 a month? And that is that able to share out to however many people?
So there's different levels. Yeah, we can jump on the website. Yeah, jump on the website. There's different levels. So $33 a month, I think, is maybe for 5 users, and then it goes up to 100 users. We generally concentrate on the small, medium business, and we can do larger packages for bigger companies if we have to, or if we need to. But there's also a video creation cost as well. So the platform, the way it works is there's a platform, and then there's a video creation cost. Some people create their own videos and it doesn't cost them anything. They just rent the platform and put the videos on. And then some people ask us to help them with the editing, even the scripting, and a video strategy to put it all together. And that's, I can just, I don't have a picture there, but we've created something called the Multiply Me Academy. And that's Tom there that's in the middle. He's just joined. We're starting actually in about an hour, the first day of the academy. And what that does is takes people through a 12-month journey of creating recruiting, onboarding, toolbox talks, and safety videos. And then, well, I'll help those people set up their account, what I call automate their videos. So some videos may need to be shared out to your staff maybe once a week or once a month. Let's say you've got hire a hubby, because you do. You've got guys out in the field. You want them to wear their safety glasses and their masks where they're cutting MDF or something like that. You've got a safety video that you'd like them to hear all the time. You might make that video about, when you're cutting MDF, you need to use this type of respirator and whatever the safety gear is. And then you could share that to them once a month. So you can schedule that and it will go to your entire team. So you never have to talk about it again.
Do we know that they've watched it?
Yes, you do. Yep. So I won't go into it today on the platform, but I only booked half an hour for the things. So I want to be respectful of everybody's time. But look, this is obviously a way for you guys to see what we're doing. And Rebecca, if you want to jump on and we can have a look through the account and look at costs and how it would work for you guys, we'll book just a follow-up meeting for that.
Yeah, perfect.
But yeah, look, the account is definitely quite impressive. Once the videos are made and the automations are set up, there's a lot of training that'll just be automated, a lot of that reminding that'll be just taken care of for you. And like in my case, how I went through those accidents, that if something ever happened in your business and your proactive measures through making the videos and sharing them with your team and your face-to-face meetings that you're having, if something still happened in your business, you would have to present to whoever the investigating, bodies are. You could present the Multiply Me system to them. And I've proven that it acts like a body armor in your defense to say that you have been so proactive to identify the issues, create videos, and then share them with your team. And yes, you get a sign off every time somebody watches a video. They have to sign off to say, yes, I understand. And they have the ability to ask a question. And if they don't, that's basically as good as a virtual toolbox talk, or it's exactly the same as giving a toolbox talk. It's just done by video. And that's where I come back to this acronym RRTE, because that's what Multiply Me does. It really removes all of your repetitive reminding, training, and explaining. And that just allows time for actually talking about the stuff you should be talking about in your business and not, common sense and small things. So I can, I'll get in touch with you after this, Rebecca.
Yeah,
and we can
perfect.
definitely book a meeting and take a closer look at it. Does anyone else have a question before we go today?
What's the average cost of a video? Luke?
Average cost of a video. So there's a couple of different methods. The easiest way to present it to you, Ben, is if that we made a 3 to 5 minute video, and you, let's say a video that you went out on site, let's say installing a skylight, Ben, because that's probably something that you guys do, and there's probably a particular method. Let's say if you made a video installing a skylight, you went out, recorded that, and it had maybe 30 small little videos to tell the story. So you took a video of one, then you stopped and took another video. You submit that through to us and say, hey, Multiply Me, I want you guys to brand this. I want it edited for comfortable viewing, title blocks, and make it really impactful. It's around $350 for us to put that together for you. Now, if you didn't want to go to that expense and you said, no, I can make a video on my phone, I can do the entire thing on my phone and send it through to you. That's called a direct upload. And you say, I don't want this edited, it's already finished. That goes through, depends on what account you're on, but that can be free or $39 if you're on one of the low accounts. We've got people that even, when they hold their normal toolbox meetings and they've got the group together, we've got people that are videoing those meetings now. They video like the whole hour, and then they ask us to chop that up into small little toolbox talks that can be then redeployed across the company. So there's plenty of different ways to make them. But yeah, anything from no money, if you make them yourself, up to around $350 for a 3 to 5 minute video with all of the bells and whistles.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Cool.
And then if you wanted to do professional videos, obviously, there's a professional videographer cost on top of that as well. But the mobile phones these days are so good that I don't think that you'd need to go to professional for most of internal training videos these days.
Yep.
Any other questions there, guys? All good. All right. Well, we've hit past the half an hour, so I want to be respectful of everyone's time. Thank you for showing up. Thanks for being in the room, having a listen. Definitely nice to have you all here. I will reach out to all of you after this and see if you want to have a one-on-one meeting. We can dive a little bit further. And Tom, I'll be seeing you in about 1 hour for the first day of the Multiply Me Academy.
Yep. Look forward to it. See you soon.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.